Hello ladies and gents, I'm the Beanie 101 and I'm back with some more NHL 18 franchise mode. We're taking the Vegas Golden Knights through their inaugural season. And this is our lineup. As a result of what we've drafted, we've got Marchessault, Shiparov and James Neal on our top line. And in fact our top six I'm feeling okay about. We don't really have a superstar, but we should hopefully be able to get a decent amount of goals, and we have depth. Our third and our fourth line do seem to have a certain amount of depth that other teams do not. Moving on to defense, we're probably a little light there, and the one thing that I have realized that we've done since we've been through the expansion draft is I've picked up an awful lot of one-way contracts. We don't have many two-way contracts either here in the NHL, or if I go to my AHL team, there aren't many players on two-way contracts here either, and that is going to be a problem because what it means is if one of my forwards especially gets injured, I'm going to have a problem. I'm going to be able to bring someone up to fill that void, but I'm not going to be able to send anyone down again without exposing them to waivers. So as a result, I'm going to try and actively trade some people if that happens to get some two-way contracts onto my team. A bit of a shame, but you can't really do anything about that now that it's said and done. We've also simmed the preseason, wanted to get that over and done with. We've gone about 50-50. We won 3 games, we lost 4. I'm not too disappointed about that. So we're going to sim all the way to September. And what I'm generally going to do is I'm going to sim through most of the month, but every month we're going to pick a marquee game to show in full sim, in true broadcast format, with my own commentary, so hopefully that will go down very, very well. This time around, we're going to show our very first home game. We're running a promotion on this night, so it's going to be the very first game for the Vegas Knights in their home arena against the Arizona Coyotes. So we're going to sim these first couple of games and get to our home opener. We're fine with everybody who's on waivers. So we do have some player morale meetings. Let's take a quick look at that. Now, one thing that I did do is I made Bogosian captain and stripped Neal of the captaincy. So I'm guessing these meetings are going to be people that aren't happy about either things. So Bogosian is happy that I've given him the captaincy, and that's good. I want to see more hard work. He's responded favourably. Excellent. And James Neal is not happy. He's not pleased with the decision. Show me why I made the wrong choice. There you go. His morale's improved as well. Brilliant. Morale improved in both senses. Can't be disappointed with that. Roster management. Bellemare has been injured. So he's AHL. So I'm just going to make my assistant coach replace my AHL players. I'm not too fussed about the AHL at this moment in time. Let's sim this first game against Dallas. Just the first couple of games I want to sim, just because I want to see how we do and who gets the very first goal for the Vegas Knights. 2-0 to Dallas in that first period. Jamie Benn and Brett Ritchie. Second period, more goals, 3-0, Jason Spezza. So not a good start for the Golden Knights. And we do get our first goal, but we do lose 4-1. Shiparov gets the very first goal for the Golden Knights, but we do lose the game 4-1. A little bit disappointing. So let's sim to our home opener.
So here we are, ladies and gents. We are in Las Vegas for the very first time in the NHL regular season. Welcome to the T-Mobile Arena for the home opener for the Vegas Golden Knights. We're playing the Arizona Coyotes. We've got Mrazek and Marc-Andre Fleury in net, currently with a record of 0-1. We're hoping we can improve upon that. We've got Dylan Strome and Shipachev taking the opening face-off. Let's see what this game brings to us. And first on first, we've got James Neal skating into the zone, keeping the goalie honest, taking a shot within the opening few seconds of the game. Now we move on to 1 minute into the first. We can see Ty Domi skating up the ice and making a little move. He plays it to the point to Murphy. Murphy assesses the situation. He plays it to Verbata, to Ekman Larsson, who takes the slap shot, and Marc-Andre Fleury is going to be hideously disappointed with that. He won the cup last year with the Pens, but the very first shot that he faces on home ice, and it goes straight between his legs. And just like that, the Coyotes are 1-0 up. We see it again here. Ekman Larsson. There's plenty of traffic in front. Fleury doesn't really know what's going on here. It goes through him like a piece of Swiss cheese. 1-0. Verbata and Murphy with the assists there. We're now moving on to a minute or so later on. Again, Arizona are in the offensive zone. But we have a nice check and we end up skating up the ice. Holding fire. A nice little spin by Berdker. He gets the shot on net and the goalie is equal to it. Another good forecheck. Berdker spins again. And this time round, he makes no mistake. Mark it in your books, ladies and gents. Mikhail Berdker has scored the very first goal on home ice for the Vegas Golden Knights. One for the record books there. His first goal this season. Coming at 2 minutes 41 into the first period. We see a nice little skating move there. And he slams it short side. And celebrates with his teammates. Goalie just peels off his post just a little bit. Allowing the puck to be slid home. And we are tied again. Now we've got 4 minutes left in the first period. Arizona come away with the puck. We've got Dylan Strome skating in on net. He throws a little deep move. He throws the defender off. And that is Dylan Strome's very first goal in the NHL. Give that guy the puck. The Arizona fans are going crazy. And why not? The players go to celebrate with him. Very first goal for Dylan Strome. And you know what? In terms of goals, this is a pretty decent goal. Highlight reel stuff. There you see the trainer with the puck. Keeping it for Strome there. A lovely move to get past the D-man. Really fakes him out. And he makes no mistake getting the puck past Fleury as well. So Domi and Goligoski with the assists. And that is all she wrote for the first period. The Coyotes go into the intermission with a 2-1 lead. And Marc-Andre Fleury is going to be going into the locker room and he's going to be a bit disappointed with what he's been able to achieve in the first period. You can see there a puck going through his 5-hole and then, it's kind of a breakaway opportunity on that second goal by the Coyotes. But Fleury prides himself on breakaways and doesn't quite get the job done. We're returning in the second period now and we see that Arizona, Domi has just taken a penalty for hooking, shaking his head in disgust. So the Vegas Knights go on the power play. Let's see if we can win the face-off. No, Arizona win the face-off, but they dump it straight out of the ice. And just like that, it's a 5-on-3 for 1 minute 57. Coyotes coach is going crazy on the bench. And Luke Shen is going to join Max Domi on the bench. He's going to ride the pine for a couple of minutes. And let's see what the Vegas Knights can do on the 5-on-3. Puck played back to McNabb. He wrists it. That didn't last very long. 5-on-3 results in a goal. Braden McNabb. Great little finish there. Second goal of the season. 2 goals from D already. That's early on in the season. Max Domi shakes his head as he comes out of the box. Face off is 1. And just a very quick wrister. Number 3, McNabb. Making no mistake. And back to the opening face-off. Shipachev with the assist there off the face-off. And now we're moving on to the about midway through the second. We've got a face-off in the Arizona zone. What can Richardson do against Jay Beagle? Richardson wins the face-off, plays it back to Luke Shen. And the puck makes its way up the ice. Skated down, a nice little cut inside, a move to the outside. Richardson surveys the situation, plays it to Declare, who is wide open and makes no mistake, he tucks it away. Richardson with his head up there sees Declare in space, in prime goal scoring territory, and that's another one. First goal of the season. Richardson taking his time, finding Declare in open ice. Fleury again, can't really do much about that. Not really helped out by his defenseman there one little bit. So we get assists from Richardson and Ryder on that goal that makes it 3-2 to the Coyotes. And we move on to the third period. We're 1 minute into the third. Golden Knights with the face-off win. Merrill plays it up the ice to the wing. Marchessault skating it down to Shipachev to Marchessault, and there we have it. Just like that, we're tied with the game again. Marchessault showing what made him such a valuable commodity last year. He broke 30 goals with the Panthers last season, the first time he's reached that mark, and he's got off the mark here with his very first goal for the Golden Knights. And Mazanek can't really do much there. Nice little pass by Shipachev. You can see there the crowd going crazy as well. They really enjoyed that one to tie the game up once more. And this is a bit of a ding-dong battle. This is going back and forth and back and forth. Here we see a little later in the third, we've got a slashing call on Alexiak, and that makes it a 5-on-3 penalty for the Arizona Coyotes for just over a minute. Let's see what they can do with that. They win the face-off. Del Zotto places it. And we've got another prime goal-scoring opportunity. Fleury is pleased to see that go wide. Ryder plays it to Strome, and Strome is on the doorstep to fire at home. That's his second goal of the night. Chalk up goals number 1 and 2 for his career in the NHL. Fleury again left kind of to fend for himself. The D-men not giving him any help whatsoever there. You can see Strome just drifting past the defence and getting right on top of Fleury and making no mistake about it. Slides the puck home with consummate ease. So great use of the 5-on-3 power play there. Dvorak and Ryder with the assists, and Strome gets his second of the game. Here we move on to just a minute or so later. Still the same power play. Max Domi skates it in. He takes his time. He waits for support. He gets it. And the goal is scored. And things aren't looking good for the Golden Knights at this stage. 5-3 with only 14 minutes left in the third. Brad Richardson with the goal there. Max Domi did well to wait for support. Played it into the slot, and Richardson makes no mistake. Again, Fleury can't really be helped too much. We're not going to blame him for that one. The defensemen just aren't really getting it done. Domi and Ekman-Larsson with the assists on that 5th goal for Arizona. And now we're deep into the third. We've only got 6 minutes left, and the Golden Knights need to do something to change the course of this game. But Domi plays it back to the point. You got Shen, who just about manages to keep hold of the puck. Plays it to Domi. Puck goes wide. Domi with it again. And Strome. Oh, and there's another goal. 6-3. And this is getting embarrassing. This time, Verbata with the goal. We're going to take another look at that. But really, it's more of the same. The Arizona Coyotes left with far too much time and space to pick their passes. And Verbata, he's got a decent shot. You can see there he one-times it past Fleury. Gotta be disappointed. Strome with the only assist on that one. But from the resulting face-off, let's see what comes of it. Bogosian plays it to McGinn. McGinn skates in. He's in prime goal scoring opportunity, and he wrists it top shelf. Over the blocker side. And just like that, Vegas get a goal back. Nice to see the fourth line getting in on the act. Seeing as the first and the second line can't really do much defensively right now, you see McGinn skating in. He gets into a good position to make the shot, and he makes no mistake. Snipes it. And here we see the crowd go crazy again. They just want to see some good hockey, and so far they have seen nothing but goals. This third period is really opening up. And we've still got 5 minutes left of it. So, face off again. And we see the Vegas Knights come out with the puck. Nice little neutral zone dispossession there, but the Vegas Knights come away with it. Nice little shot. Shen comes away with the puck. What can Declare do? He's got the speed. He's got speed on the D-man. He's got a breakaway. He makes no mistake. The Golden Knights D really caught flat-footed there, and they're made to pay for it. Fleury lets in his 7th goal of the night. And you see Declare just has speed to burn. Doesn't really need to make too much of a move. Again, Fleury broken down on the breakaway. A simple shot, really. He should more than be a match for that. He'd closed down the angle well, but Declare was able to find a spot to get the puck through. So again, another face-off won by the Vegas Knights. Can they make more of it this time around? You've got Grabner making some moves to the outside, circling back on himself. Nice point shot, and it goes in. Looks like that's Riley Smith on the doorstep with the deflection that sends that puck home. Twice a 20-goal scorer with the Florida Panthers. And he's off the mark this season as well. You can see there Smith just gets a little bit of stick on that puck and is able to redirect it past the goaltender. And this third period is really opening up. Can't believe how many goals are going in the third. It was tight. It was only 2-1 at the end of the first. And now we're sitting at 7-5. We've now got 42 seconds left in the third. There is an empty net, so we're just going to see the final goal here. Yep, no mistake. Arizona are definitely going to win this one, and Verbata picks up his 2nd goal of the night. The Golden Seals are shaking their head. They really wanted to get the W in their home opener of the regular season, but the fans aren't really going to go home too happy with the result. I tell you what they will be happy with though. They've paid their money and they have seen a lot of goals. 13 goals tonight. Not a game for the goaltenders. And there you have it. The end of the game. The Coyotes celebrate. The Vegas Golden Knights go back into the locker room, and they've got some time where they've got to think about what they've done. They really haven't done their goaltender any favours. Marc-Andre Fleury won't be happy with the amount of clear-cut opportunities that the Arizona Coyotes had during that game. And Fleury may have 3 rings and 3 cups, but it wasn't enough to stop the Arizona Coyotes picking up the win. There we see that final empty netter. Really the nail in the coffin there, but the damage was done much earlier on in the game. Here's the game winner. Looks like Verbata's first is the difference maker, and the final score is 8-5. Wow. So we're going to take a quick look at some of the stats here. You can see the shots were 33-31 in Arizona's favour. Both teams had some opportunities on the power play, Arizona making the most of it. And otherwise it was fairly even. The stars of your game of Verbata, Strome, Ekman, Larson, each of them picking up 3 points. But Dylan Strome has got to be happy with the fact that he picked up his first 2 goals. So we are back to our roster screen, and we've got some choices to make. See, I'm looking at how many of my players are eligible for waivers, and almost all of them are. And that means that we're going to have some real problems if injuries turn up. In the system, is there anybody else that I can bring up, that I can send down without exposing him to waivers? Shea Theodore is one person that I could go for. Yeah, that's an option. So anybody else? Alex Tuck, 75 overall, and Reed Duke, 70 overall. So these guys are very much work in progress. I'd like to keep them in the AHL and get them some decent ice time in the AHL, but we're going to have a look at a few free agents that I might be able to use to flesh out my AHL roster. Here's one guy that I was looking at. His name's Joe Blandisi, a former 6th round pick from the Colorado Avalanche. He's got some decent all-round skills. He's not going to set the world on fire, but he's got medium bottom 6 potential. He's not really got too many weaknesses. He's a bit light in terms of his cerebral game. His offensive and defensive awareness are not really fully developed, but he's got decent skating. He's got okay shooting for someone that's a 74 overall, and his hands are not too shabby either. So we're going to offer Blandisi a 2-way contract just for a year for minimum salary. Really just fleshing out the AHL roster, so if I do have to bring people up and down, I can do that without exposing any players that I want to keep away from waivers. A couple of other players that I was keeping an eye on: Oscar Sundqvist, who was a 3rd round pick for the Penguins back in 2012. Another player that is medium bottom 6 potential. His senses are even worse, especially his offensive senses. They haven't quite developed yet. He is a bit more physical than Blandisi though. And Taylor Lear, he's a Philadelphia Flyers player who's been released. Probably a little bit better overall than Sundqvist. He's got some, I suppose, more offensive upside. He's got slightly better skating, not quite as physical, but he's got high bottom 6 potential. If we go back to Sundqvist here, we can see, yeah, okay, Sundqvist is a big body. He's got 87 balance. He's not going to get knocked off the puck much, whereas Lear is maybe a little weaker on the puck. He's a smaller player overall, but maybe a bit more dynamic. And he's got better potential, so I think I'm going to go offer a contract to Lear. Yep, let's offer him a contract. Hopefully he will accept 1 year, 2-way deal, yep, for the minimum. And that is us done. Couple of free agents to flesh out our AHL team. And now we are going to go and sim the rest of the calendar month. So let's sim all the way up to this New York Rangers game. Currently we're sitting at 1-2. The Coyotes really paid us back for that 6-2 win on the 7th of October with a huge 8-5 win there. I couldn't believe what happened in that 3rd period. So many goals went in. And I have changed some of the sliders. I've tried to make the game so that it behaves a little bit more realistically. There you go. We've got Lear and Blandisi signed. They're going to sit on our AHL team quite happily. Roster management, Bellemare is able to play. I'm just going to use best lines for the AHL, I think. I don't want to play around with my AHL too much. Amateur scouting. Let's see what sort of assignments. I'm not going to mess around here too much either. We've been in the WHL, so let's scout the OHL. Let's scout forwards for a month. Get some information there. Some player meetings available. Alright, we'll do that. Let's see what our players have to say for themselves. We've got Marchessault and Van Riemsdyk that want to talk to me. So let's see what they have to say. Good performances are something that just come naturally to me, obviously. Wow, way to be humble. So he's gained morale because of ice time, because of recent individual performance, and because of locker room interaction. So he's fairly happy right now. He is good friends with Van Riemsdyk. So I might try and knock him down a peg or two. Or maybe I just say there's a lot to be proud of, good work. No, you can always do better. There you go. So a praising approach didn't work for March, so maybe I do need to knock him down a peg or two. And Van Riemsdyk, in comparison, is not happy with his performance at all at the moment. So let's just demand more. It made no impact on Van Riemsdyk at all. Wow. I have no idea what I'm doing with those player talks. If anybody's got any ideas about how best to utilise those, then please let me know in the comments below. We're continuing the simming. We've just beaten the Avalanche, which is great. Can we beat the Islanders? Can we beat the Islanders? Oh, we have a trade. Chris Stewart, a 4th round pick from the Lightning, and our old 6th round pick in 2018, and that's for a 3rd and the 7th. So we're Okay, so we're going down in the draft a little bit. We're swapping a third for a fourth and a sixth for a seventh. I might just accept that. We're getting a third round pick. We're moving up in the draft in the third round, so yeah, why not? Stuart was only going to be playing in our AHL team anyway. He was going to be one of the first people exposed to waivers if I brought him up. So we've got one more game against the New York Rangers to finish off October. We're currently sitting at 4-3-3, which is a very, very average way to start the season, and we lose against the Rangers 6-0. Henrik, no doubt, doing the business against us. Disappointing to see. We're going to move to stats now, just to see how our players are doing. And Riley Smith is leading the Golden Knights in points. He's equal with Berdka and Shipchev. Berdka and Shipchev, however, are on, I think, my first line. Shipchev's definitely on my first line. Berdka might be second line and Smith is my third line. Interestingly enough, the only line that is plus on plus minus is my third line. You've got Smith, you've got Sheahan, and I think a little bit further down you've got Grabner. And McNabb is not doing badly, but everybody else is pretty much a minus player, which is, I suppose, kind of to be expected. My top two lines are okay, but there's no one that's really super talented there that is going to be able to match up against other teams' top two lines. But I do have a fair amount of depth. So maybe I want to switch things around a bit. If Smith is playing well, then maybe we move him up to the second line from the third line. My third line is pretty deep compared to some teams. You see some players in the 70s, and I've got Riley Sheahan and William Karlsson as my second and third line centres as well. So perhaps I want to swap those two rounds and move Sheahan up to my second line and give it a little bit more physicality. And that will allow Karlsson a little bit more room to breathe offensively, although he does have 4 goals, so he's not doing terribly. Bogosian on our top D line with Merrill is not doing very, very well. He's minus 13. That's not what I want to see. That's not what I want to see at all. But quite happy that Riley Smith is putting up some decent numbers. 5 goals already, that's okay. Let's see how the goalies are doing. Hutchinson has played in 3 games and won 2, so I'm guessing he relieved Fleury in one of them and he got pulled. Wow, Fleury's save percentage is horrible. The 926 for Hutchinson is pretty good, but not really a great sample size yet, so there's going to be a few anomalies in there. The 893 save percentage for Fleury is pretty horrible. 3.49 goals against is also fairly high. So yeah, it sounds like we're struggling defensively and we're struggling to keep up with some teams' top lines. So something to think about. The question is, do we want to be competitive this year, or do we already want to start looking at trading away some of the assets that we got in the expansion draft? You know what? I don't think we're doing too badly looking at the standings. We've got 11 points, but we've got 3 overtime losses. If you convert 1 or 2 of those into wins, and we're going to be third in the Pacific Division with relative ease. We're scoring goals at a fairly decent pace, 3 goals a game. And in terms of goals against, we're certainly not the worst in the division. 3.66 is not great, and of course you want your goals for to be greater than your goals against, but that's why we've currently got a losing record. Still, I'm not too disappointed with how we've done in our first month. So next time around, we're going to do a couple of things. We're hopefully going to get some trades. So if there's anybody that you feel that I should keep an eye on, anyone that you think I should be trading away straight away, then let me know in the comments. I want your help with this kind of thing. I want this to be as interactive as we can get. But also, we're going to have another game of the month. Now, I think next month is going to be the last month that I'm only going to sim 1 month at a time. But you can see who we're going to be playing here. What game do you guys want to see? Who do you want to see us match up against? We've got a couple of highlights there. We could maybe play see us play the San Jose Sharks, maybe Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah. You can see what's up there on screen. Let me know who you want to see in the game next month, and then after that month I'm probably going to be simming 2 months at a time and get a fair clip on. The reason why I only want to do 1 month this month is because if we do want to do some trading activity, I want some options there. I don't want to get too deep into the season before I start trading people away. But there we have it. Thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying this franchise mode so far. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I appreciate all of your support. I appreciate anyone who's got to this far in the video. Please check out some of my other stuff on my channel and consider subscribing if you want to see some more of my content. But otherwise, appreciate the time, and I'll see you again in the next video.